By the way, that money you save is not worth the honor that you compromise.
It's such a big deal.
And mind you, Megyn Kelly is actually a boss queen. And she's got herself figured out.
I'm completely fine with it. They didn't hit him enough, to be honest.
Versus men, we have to be empathetic to women, otherwise we don't get laid.
Yeah, you're very
Or marry the woman of our dreams. Again, I'm on board until he does the thing at the end.
They were trying to take credit for our
Oh, we got her.
They also said,
Oh, we got her. She lying.
the Wi-Fi was made by women. No, it wasn't. It was made by men.
I hate that. Oh, okay, stop. I'm done.
No.
Why does a bus have 50 seats? And why does a Lamborghini have only 2?
We're trying to litigate who
Wow,
was
they're
the
not giving her a
beneficiary of
chance.
slavery and
I'm
who
not.
was
What I'm
The wokies want to take our history.
I don't
And
think
it's
we,
totally
we don't. First
partisan.
of all, we don't have time to litigate
Of
all of
course
this.
we don't, because then you're gonna
but I
lose.
do. No.
Yeah. What's up, guys? We're the Vomata Brothers. Welcome to the Vomata Brothers Recap, where we present our favorite topics found in the past week, be it news, pop culture, and whatever else bakes our bristles. I'm Satirius, and this is Daydreamer.
For today's episode, we will be relitigating for like the 1,000th time on the internet whether or not men should pay on the first date. We will then provide our thoughts on some comments that Myron made during Tim Pool's Culture War podcast. And lastly, we will chime in on whether or not Trump de-Wokifying the Smithsonian Museum is an authoritarian dictatorship move.
Right,
Actually,
let's get into it.
I think we're more defending Jillian and Michaels on that topic. But,
Is it?
but
Okay.
Yeah. Or we chime in a little bit. Okay.
We'll see
anyways.
what comes of it, right? We'll see what comes of it. For the first topic, the most important question: should men pay on the first date? Don't answer that right now, though. Anyways, we came across this video where Charlie Kirk was hosted on the Iced Coffee Hour podcast.
Women want to be they want to be taken care of. I know this is like super provocative, but like deep down, they want a man to be able to provide for them financially.
Should a man pay on the first date?
100%. Like, what kind of a wuss beta male is splitting the check? But like, who are you? It's like, I'm just sorry. It's
Dude just totally points at his own
First
friend.
of all, if I was on a podcast, I would never out you as some beta wuss, even if it was true.
Honestly, I just
I
feel
got
like this
you,
guy
buddy.
wasn't being loyal to Steven at all, dude. He just kept calling him out.
I do think it's kind of what should we call it? It does help a little bit to break a little bit of awkwardness if this guy's
Sure.
insulting you unintentionally.
You talking about Charlie Kirk?
Yeah.
All right, I guess that helps.
I would
Didn't
go
you go-
into
hold on.
debt and like,
Wait,
pay,
what?
like scrub dishes before a woman paid for it.
I split the check quite a lot.
So
quite a
I'm
lot.
sorry. I don't
Yeah.
mean to offend you. You guys are great. That's incompetent.
He's like, oh crap, I messed up.
I think that's
To me, I thought it was a great financial decision. I've just
okay.
like,
So from your prism, I totally get that, and like you have really good financial discipline. I'm sorry. Like
See, but that just makes me think everything you do is a financial decision, and that's not the way you should live your life.
Agreed. But when it comes to dating, I wouldn't even think of it that way either. If that's your concern, don't date. Simple.
You're worshiping money too much if that's your concern, in my opinion.
And that's it.
I would be so humiliated if
did-
I'm more
didn't-
with
no,
you
no. I
on
mean,
that.
it's like I find
did
that to be
not
like
care.
the greatest beta male like
to
humiliation.
save money.
To like the idea that
Yes.
a woman that you're trying to court. Now, if it's like a friend thing or
As a first date, you don't even know if
it
she's
doesn't
like
matter.
the quality.
It does not matter. I'm sorry.
I see.
By the way, that money you save is not worth the honor that you compromise.
It's such a big deal.
It's a massive deal.
All right, dude,
Well
it just seems like modern day
said.
men are not paying for dinners anymore, dude. It's just kind of all gone out the door. All right. Question.
I
What
feel
are your
uncomfortable. Sorry, what are my thoughts on what?
Go. No. What were you gonna say?
I even feel slightly uncomfortable if I'm just hanging out with a woman who's a friend and she's still paying. Like, I don't
Agreed.
always pay for her, but it does make me feel weird every now and then. Like, I think the last time
I agree.
I might have paid. Anyways, continue. What were you gonna say?
Just, okay, but I think you kind of answered that. What are your thoughts on paying for dates in general?
I cannot imagine sitting there and asking, hey, are we splitting or confirming we're split? That just feels that would I can't imagine it.
I gotta agree with Charlie. It's a beta male thing to do to not pay. Men, take initiative. Take the lead. I think this is bare minimum requirement for all
If you're
men.
worried about the money, don't date. Like it's not.
Agreed.
I agree with Charlie. It's not worth the honor that you're losing.
I agree
He
with
said that so beautifully.
Okay, but is there any moment where the girl can ever pay?
Can ever pay?
Yeah.
Yes.
And what moment or conditions would that be?
Are you talking like you're just kind of going out on dates, or you're already in a relationship, or
no, you're not in a relationship. You're just dating. Is there ever an instance while you're dating?
Yes.
Is there ever an instance? Okay, what is that?
You're being held at gunpoint, and the waiter says, "If you don't do this, your entire family will die. Let her pay."
Okay.
Then it is okay. Or you forgot your wallet. There's that too. Yeah, or you forgot your wallet. There's that too.
I was just ready to just yell at you and say wrong, but I agree with you on that. So as of right now, I got two things from Graham. The first one was it saves money. That's annoying. I disagree with him. The second, and if you're trying to save money and you can't afford the date,
okay, yeah,
don't go on the date.
Right. That's what you disagree with. Not the fact that it saves money. It for sure saves money.
It for sure saves money, but
Sure.
no, I don't disagree with the fact that it saves money. It's the fact that if that's your main concern, then you shouldn't be dating.
Okay.
Right. But the second item was like he kind of shifts and says, "Well, you don't know if this person's worth paying for."
That's such a sorry.
Go ahead, go for it. No, go ahead.
But just that mentality is so bad to take into a first date. You don't even know if she's worth it yet. Come on, that's what you're here to figure out, and part of that is proving to her that you're worth it by paying. But
I agree.
Continue.
I do think that the guy's just setting himself up already mentally
Right.
to not give this a chance, right?
Mhm.
He's already going in thinking like every girl I'm going to date, it's not going to be worth that first date payment,
Right.
essentially. And I think that's an issue already right off the bat. Secondly, there is a concern though, and this is where I may give it a slight, okay?
Careful.
It goes
Might call you a
against-
beta male wuss. Be careful. Continue.
I've heard some nightmares, horror stories where girls are pretending to go on first dates just to get a free meal out of the dude. Right.
Okay,
so that is
sure.
where I will give some credit to men being scared to paying fully on the first date.
But
I do think that's rare.
yeah, it is rare. And if it keeps happening to you, at some point, you gotta say it's your fault, man.
Get off Tinder, my
You're
dude.
picking the wrong people.
I agree. I 100% agree with that. Now, I think your response already answered this, but did you agree with Charlie's statement?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
A tiny
hell yeah,
bit.
that was greatly said. I think that money you save is not worth the honor
you
that
lose.
you compromise.
Oof.
That was it was very well said.
Yes. Hold up. I want to look through the comments really quick. I want to see what they said.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I split the check a lot. Babe, we can tell.
Hey, Graham's married, by the way.
I know. Yeah, that I do know. Financial
Yeah.
Wait, he's married now? He wasn't
He's
married then.
now.
I see.
Well,
Okay.
He wasn't married then, no.
Financial discipline is not splitting the check. Financial discipline is preparing for the date so that you don't have to split the check. Yes, agreed.
Mhm.
This is why
There was
I prefer,
another one that was funny.
This is why I prefer to date Republican men.
That one's kind of funny. But anyways, it seems like the comments largely agree with Charlie Kirk, and there was a couple funny ones. in
I'm
here.
trying to see if somebody agrees with Graham.
Dude, across all the comments that I've seen, not a single person agreed with.
I can't
Graham.
find one.
Yeah,
It is safe to say Graham is wrong. Yeah,
I would agree. Yeah,
that's crazy. Okay, what did Megyn Kelly say?
Megyn Kelly's fully for what Charlie Kirk had to. Wow, Charlie Kirk had to say. And mind you, Megyn Kelly is actually a boss queen. And she's got herself figured out.
It's weird hearing you say that, but all right.
Anyway, I'm just being honest. Like anybody who thinks they're a boss babe, you are not. Megyn Kelly is. Do you disagree?
No, she for sure is a boss queen.
Very
Candid
nice guys that were
conversations.
so wrong on that, but they were sweet.
Yeah, well,
sweet young men.
Totally.
She's
And
commenting
I'll
on
tell you,
that?
I can relate to that
Yeah.
even as a working woman who obviously can support herself. But when Doug and I met, and I mean, if he had actually suggested that we split the bill or that I pay, he would have been out the window in a New York second. I mean,
Can you imagine fumbling somebody like Megyn Kelly because you you wanted to save money?
Biggest mistake of that man's life.
Jesus.
it wouldn't have even been a consideration. It was clear that he was taking care of me in that way. We both understood it. And then eventually in the course of our relationship, just because media is what it is, I wound up earning more than Doug just because, that's, how it is. But still, he takes care of me. Still, he's in the alpha role in our personal life. And I'm
Okay, this is kind of This isn't how I think. It's just it came into my mind, so I want to ask you. Do you think she should have like cut her salary so that her man still makes more? That thought just came into my mind. I wouldn't want her to do that. It'd be stupid, but it was funny.
No, does it bug you? Does she?
No, it doesn't.
Would it bug you?
I just thought it'd be funny if somebody was really trying to stay traditional. So no matter what, they have to take a pay cut so that their man can still make more. That's stupid. Don't do that.
Honestly, that's what I love about Megyn Kelly. Like they both recognize that she makes more money, but she still understands that her husband now, he is still the alpha. She still relies on him a lot. He still leads the family.
And I bet he still pays. Even if they like share a joint checking account or whatever, I'm pretty sure he still puts the car down, right?
Yeah, and I think that's just, women understand that to be true, I feel. Not the opposite.
I would dare to be provocative and say women like that. But that's just me. Sorry to be so, out there and provocative.
Oh, wow. Hey, easy with what you say, buddy. We're not trying to get canceled out here. Anyways, to close this out, there are just things that are standard when it comes to dating. Yeah. Last time we talked about when setting up a date, you communicate with the person you set the date up with, letting them know what the details are.
You confirm the date.
Contact them. You
set
confirm
it up.
the date, right? Yeah, that's the lead. Standard thing to do. You take the lead. Exactly. This is one of those things. You should always pay in the first date, man.
Yes.
Don't be a beta wuss.
Agree. Do your best to avoid that, and you'll be all right. All right, let's move on. Let's spin the wheel.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to think of how to fill the silence for the wheel spin. So this is me talking in order to fill said silence for the wheel spin.
Daydreamer, what do we have?
Arbiter Zov.
Arbiter Zov.
Nice.
Yeah. Alrighty, Daydreamer. Before getting into this,
okay,
it's a baseball game. I think it's Dodgers and another baseball team.
we don't watch sports other than some boxing.
Was this too much? So we don't know what's going on here.
Oh! Bro, what happened?
So, okay. In this angle, we have no idea what's going on. But as I see it, this guy gets double teamed and cheap shot twice, dude. 2 cheap shots straight to the face.
What did he do?
I don't know. So I was looking for a different perspective, and that's what the first video is. But I can hardly tell what's going on.
Okay, let's see this other. Let's see the other perspective, shall we? Oh, nah. At least people stepped in right away.
Yeah,
dude, that kick to the head though. Oof.
I think
who are they hitting? Who are they ganging up on? Who are they?
It was the guy who initially started. It was the guy who kicked.
Yeah, let me see. That's the guy who kicked right here, right?
Yeah.
They have him. They got him by the hair. Yep. Nice. Oh, he's tripping. Oh no. Yep. Get him. Get him. Kick him. Why are these two now fighting? Oh, okay. Did they get confused? It felt like they were on the same side for a bit, and then they got confused.
I have no idea what happened, but I think the guy who started hitting the guy who kicked was angry at the guy who kicked and just started
wailing on him, which is I'm completely fine with it. They didn't hit him enough, to be honest.
But this is, like, in my opinion, 100% wrong. Like the guy who got punched and kicked in the face, from what we could see,
right,
it did not deserve any of that.
And so the person who got wailed on by 2 dudes that kicked him, do you think he deserved to be wailed on? You think that was fine?
By the other 2 guys after the fact? Yeah. I wouldn't have cared if it happened, but sure, yeah, I'm okay with it.
To the extent that he got hit, yeah, I'm fine with it as well.
Yeah.
I think, if anything, I think he needed more punishment. That was not enough. That's crazy.
That was insane, dude. Nice.
Okay.
We agreed on this one.
Yeah.
I think that was probably an easier one to agree on.
Yeah.
All right, for the next topic, we were watching Tim Pool's Culture War podcast live, and we saw that Myron Gaines was on it. And we have some thoughts about some of the things he said.
Okay, but first, to preface, Myron Gaines, I have the same issue with him as I have with the entire kind of red pill alpha male community.
Yeah.
A lot of their diagnosis of issues is correct. I do think they're really good at identifying issues that men are dealing with. The problem is their solutions aren't always the best. And even when I do agree with what they're saying, the way they're saying it makes me not want to agree, you know?
Yeah. A lot of it just seems like they're saying it for the sake of being insulting.
They're unnecessarily rude. That's what.
Right. So what we did is that when we went through the video, we picked out some of the things that Myron said.
Yes.
And we figured, okay, is this something we can agree with, or is this something that just isn't right?
We're starting one with one that we agree with a little bit less, because I do think the point was just
Oddly stated.
Well, not even that. It
badly
just
stated.
wasn't a good point. But yeah, okay, here it is.
The fact that like some of the biggest breakthroughs in ecology science come from the humanitarian approach that women have. You know, DNA was discovered by women. So like,
Wait, you made a good point. I think. Wait.
Is Frederick Meischer a woman?
What?
DNA was first identified by Swiss chemist Friedrich Meischer.
Yeah, they were trying to take credit for our
Oh, we got her.
They also said,
Oh, we got her. She lied.
The Wi-Fi was made by women. No, it wasn't. It was made by men as well. Women don't invent
That's true.
anything.
Absolutely. I don't know. I don't know enough to know.
Like,
don't
to
know.
be honest, the only real value women have is reproductive
I
value.
contribute more to
We're
the
gonna be honest.
economy than you do, Myron, just objectively.
Wait. I want to say I'm on
See, that's the
Pat
point.
and not to that side though. That don't you think women are equally valuable to society though? You don't think so?
Dude, if you remove sex and reproduction, they provide almost nothing.
Yeah, but those are very.
That's the part where I'm just like, dude, that doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
If you remove the biggest contribution that women have to society, they provide nothing. Yes, but that's true about any group. If you remove men's biggest contribution to society, they provide nothing to society. Like that's literally what he's arguing. At least that's the way I'm understanding it.
Well, I think the only way that I understand it is that he's not talking about the long-term contribution of society for its elongation and survival.
Sure.
I'm thinking, if I were to put words into his mouth, my thought is take away reproduction and you look about the long-term survival of society without one or the other's gender. If you women, it would be likely that men would survive much longer without women there, based off of how the infrastructure is set up.
But that's not what he said, and that's what gets me
That is not
mad.
what he said.
Because
Yes.
I get you, and my mind does go to that, but you don't need to phrase it that way. You could phrase it more clear. It doesn't have to be phrased like that. So
You're
that's
talking about
what,
you don't have to phrase it the way Myron did it.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, I agree. But Myron, I think, is just being confrontational just for the sake of being confrontational.
Because again, if you just take his words, they make no sense. If you remove women's contribution, they contribute nothing. Yes, that is true. That is true. But if you remove men's contribution, they also contribute nothing. What are you talking?
Yes.
Like what do you?
Yes.
Sorry, I gotta repeat it like 3 times, but it baffles me. Because I do agree with other stuff that he says, but this one.
Well, I mean, we're gonna get into this more. Maybe I'll ask that question after the fact. But
okay.
I'll save it for then. Go ahead.
Okay.
Hot take. I think women actually lack empathy. Contrary to them saying that they have empathy, I think women have sympathy. They can feel sorry and compassion for sure. But when it comes to empathy, especially to the masculine experience, they don't have it at all. I would argue most women don't know what men want. They don't know what men are interested in. They don't know what it takes to keep a man around, which is why most girls can't even stay in a relationship long term or get married. And let's be honest here, the reason why they're not empathetic is because there's no need to be empathetic because men approach them. Since men approach them and they do the courting and they have to do everything up front, especially at the beginning, a lot of women aren't empathetic to the masculine experience because they don't have to be. Versus men, we have to be empathetic to women. Otherwise, we don't get laid.
Yeah, you're very
or marry the woman of our dreams. Again, I'm on board kind of until he does the thing at the end.
I do think some of that is at the fault of men, right?
Wait, what do you mean?
How can you be empathetic to an experience you don't know much about? And I do think that's partially due to that men aren't really talking about their experiences. I know.
Okay, sure, but
whether or not the men need the empathy is a different thing. But I have had some experiences where women were empathetic of what I was going through, right? I don't know if it's entirely true.
Right. I get what he's saying largely, and I do kind of agree with it actually.
I do get the fact that women, I don't think will ever understand the man's experience. I just don't think they will.
There's not as much of a push to understand what men feel. What there is a push for men to understand what women feel, because you do always.
I don't know.
You do always hear like, okay, women need emotional support. You need to like, you got to listen rather than fix stuff. Like you do tell men, okay, this is how a woman's mind works, and you need to accommodate that. I don't know if the same is true.
I think
on the other side.
I think recent days that's changed though. I think a lot more women are making an effort to understand what's going on in the men's mind.
Yeah, okay, I can agree with them making an effort, sure, but it's not the default. It's not necessary for a woman to understand a man. That is.
I don't know, because
I think that's what he's
the
arguing.
suicide rate of men is much higher than that of women. And
Sure.
I just think.
But let's go back to what he's arguing. Let's go back to what he's trying to say. He's saying it is not necessary for women to understand the male experience in terms of emotion, but it is necessary for a man to understand the female's experience in terms of emotion. I agree with that.
I think he was saying that in spite of the women. I don't think he was saying that as it needs to be that way, if that makes sense. It was almost like a backhanded.
Well, no, he's saying how it is. He's saying this is how it is. Men need to understand women's emotions and how they operate. Women do not need to understand men's emotions and how they operate. I think that's his argument, what he was trying to summarize.
Okay.
Which that I do somewhat agree with. Actually, no, I do. No, I would say I do agree with it. I'm not saying it's good or bad either. That's just how it is. And that's, again, I don't think he was saying whether it's good or bad either. He's just saying this is how it is. If you analyze society, the relationships I've been in, the women I've met, and yes, I do think that's the case. Whether it's right or wrong is a whole different debate. But that's why I say, like, I do agree with their analysis sometimes or their... The problem is, I don't know what he says afterwards. Is that good? Is that bad? Should that change?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, true. Does he elaborate on it anymore?
Maybe, but we don't have time to go. We don't have time to go through it.
Okay.
All right. But what do you agree with that?
Yes,
Assuming that's his argument. Do you agree with it or no?
Yes, I do agree with that.
Do you agree with the analysis or the observation?
The observation, I would agree that it is true.
But then again, at the end, he adds the so they can get laid. And I'm just like, God damn it.
Come on, man. There's more to it.
Okay. This next one's kind of quick.
Opposed to people strongly.
Which proves that when women have agency, things go bad. Because
Okay. So he goes on, I'm not going to play all of it, but he also goes on later to reiterate that women choose bad things, therefore their choice should be taken away.
Yeah.
I'm summarizing, but that's pretty much what he said. And I'm just like, that makes sense, sure, but that's not exclusive to women. Men also make bad choices, and so that's not much of an argument for anything.
Right.
Other than
I think she says it in a response, like, yeah, this isn't just women specific.
Right. And so that one's just kind of not worth litigating too much.
What I think he tries to reiterate, and if I may say, is that the difference is that women don't necessarily see the consequences of their actions, whereas men immediately see those consequences. I don't know if that's true though.
Doesn't matter, because that first point is just there's no reason to say it. There's no reason to focus on one over the other. Okay, here's the last one, because we're running out of time, but I do think this one's interesting, and I'm really curious to see what you say.
Women should have to sign up for selective service, same as men.
That or nobody has to sign up.
I don't
It's
believe
one
in
or
a
the
draft
other.
at all.
So either remove it completely or women have to do it.
I think equity would be fine there, yeah.
I'll be honest, I don't think women should be in cops. I don't think they should be in the military. I don't think they should be doing any of it.
He wants to take away women's rights.
Yeah,
I just don't think women should be
anything.
cops because they shoot people. They get emotional.
Well, what
and
he
they
wants
shoot
to
you.
say is
Quick story. My ex, one time we were talking, because she was also annoyed. I forgot what we were watching or something. And she said, if a woman firefighter if I ever need a woman firefighter, she comes and she can't carry me out, I'll be pissed. And I was just cracking up, dude.
Honestly, my take is I agree. I do not think they should be. I take it on more on the side of it's not their role to be in those types of positions. I trust a man more in these types of high stakes, high stress, high anxiety situations to be a lot more calm-minded and capable of doing this. And I just hold women. There's a value difference here. I hold women in much higher regard, that they should be protected, and they're the ones that should be away from this type of environment, in my opinion.
That's not your choice to make for them, though, is what I would say.
I know it's not my choice to make for them, but if you're asking me what I think, that is what I think.
Sure.
Yeah. And so the choice can still be there for them to do that. I'm not going to stop them from doing it. I just think
they should not be in those positions.
They should not be in those positions.
My initial thought was, as long as they can do everything that a man can do, the same test, don't lower the standards at all. Right now we have separate standards for women and men.
Well, that shouldn't be true.
And I don't think that should be it. I think as long as they can do everything that a man can do, I am fine with it. And then I heard, who was it? Was it Hexeth or was it Megyn Kelly? Somebody made an argument when it comes to like spec ops or something. When a female is introduced to these groups, it changes the dynamic.
Hexeth said that.
Of a military thing. I think Megyn also reiterated it as well. I think she agreed as well. Where it's different when you have a woman with you. And I do largely agree with that. That does make sense. But I think at that point, just because men are going to act differently around a woman, that does not mean we should punish the woman and not let her join. I still think, not. So I think I still agree that no, women can be in it so long as they meet all the requirements.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
That's
you can meet all the
my
requirements,
final
and
take.
we're not reducing anything. Absolutely. But if I had a choice, no, I would not want women to be in those roles.
Even if they met the requirements?
Well, if they met the requirements, then they're like the rare case, and sure, that's fine.
Okay, so you're fine with, okay, I thought you were saying not at all. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. Like I said, final thoughts. I've seen things on Myron where he says stuff, and yes, I agree with it largely without any sort of, what should we call it?
Explanation?
Yeah, because some of the stuff he just says to me, yeah, they do make sense. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But this one, and I was a little bit sad on this one because a lot of the stuff he was saying, I'm just like, you're here to provoke. It feels like it doesn't feel like you're actually like.
If I have to try this hard to kind of decipher what he's saying or reiterate his statement, but in a different manner,
right?
I do think he's trying extra work to be controversial.
I think he's trying to provoke because again, I've seen things where I can just agree. Same thing with Andrew Tate. Like I've seen things where I can just agree, but
you're right.
Other times it just seems like he's trying to provoke, which is fine. Like jokes are fine.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what will solve this whole issue?
Spinning the wheel.
Spinning a wheel.
Nice. What a transition.
Here we go.
That one felt longer than normal, and I forgot to do my talking.
I don't know, but I just stared at it. What do we got, Daydreamer?
All right. Would you rather? All right. Go ahead and spin that again.
All right.
We didn't have a would you rather prepped. I'm sorry. I know that kind of negates the purpose of the wheel, but it's fine. Cringe battle.
What do we have?
All right.
Nice.
Okay. Hopefully I can redeem myself. I lost last cringe battle. Should I go first? Or does loser go first or does winner go first? What do you think?
Loser goes first.
Why?
Because I said so. I was the winner last time. So
all right. Sounds good. Here's my pick. Okay, I'm really hoping this will make you cringe because last time I just made you laugh.
It's funny, dude. All right, go first.
Sugar cookie dough with strawberry milk. Drink some of the milk.
Oh no. I hate what I'm hearing right now.
It's the noises, right?
Yeah. Stop it.
I saw this on Pop Culture Crisis and I had to mute it, dude. It was nasty. But I can't mute it right now because otherwise the recording will be ruined.
I hate that. Oh, okay, stop. I'm done.
No.
No more.
Okay.
I do not like lip smacking and hearing people eat.
I didn't think it bugged me that much. I did not know it bugged me that much.
Doing it. Maybe she was being obnoxious about it, but was the way she was doing it.
When we're scoring these, just remember we couldn't even make it through mine. All right, let's see yours.
Why does a bus have 50 seats? And why does a Lamborghini have only 2? Because there are only a few successful people in this world that when they put their mind to something and they focus on something, that thing ends up resulting in their beautiful life. So don't ride the bus because that's for a lot of people. Ride the Lamborghini because that's only for a few people.
Was she acting?
Is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Why does a...
I think, I think this was still more cringy.
I was about to agree. we made it through, but the lip smacking was more like ew. But this one was cringy.
I forgot this one was up. I would take the lip smacking over her. The heck were you saying?
But she's a child too, though. Do you think this is real? You think she?
Is she a kid? Is she a kid?
She seems young. I don't know. I mean, she seems like she's 12, dude. She looks like she's 12.
Oh, I just feel like she's just a young-looking adult.
Said every pedophile ever. You pervert.
No. I hate you. I take the win, dude. I take
All
the
right,
win.
yeah, I'm gonna give you the win because the mine was more gross than cringy. You're right. Damn it.
Oh man, that was
Aww. Now I'm down by 2 points. 2-0.
2-0.
Put it up on the counter.
Heck yeah.
For our final topic, Trump has said that he wants to get rid of DEI, de-Wokify stuff, and recently he has put out a statement that he will be working with the Smithsonian Museum to help them better write history so that it's not so anti-American. That's how I see it. However, let us watch this completely unbiased and completely fair story by CNN.
I love CNN. The wokies want to take our history.
So the Trump administration is now taking on the Smithsonian, ordering a wide-ranging review of current and scheduled exhibitions at this iconic institution. They're taking a look at everything, it appears. The exhibits themselves, the text on museum walls, what appears on websites and on social media. It's the latest move by the White House to impose the president's view on American culture and try to purge and go along with his very public disdain of diversity, equity, and inclusion. And today, the president will be at the Kennedy Center, another institution that he took over, announcing this year's honorees. Joining us right now is CNN's Brian Stelter for more on this. And when you talk about the Smithsonian...
Okay, to be fair, I think she did a good job of presenting that one. Of presenting it up until now. What do you think?
Yeah.
I think her
I mean, you can hear the...
You can hear it, but the words... the words seem okay, right?
Well, is it just his views? Because she was distinct to say that.
Right. Okay.
So that's why I take
there's a
issue.
little
So
bit
I
of
don't
bias.
think she did a good job here. Yeah. I mean, she's saying things
I
well.
guess she could summarize it differently. You're right.
Yeah.
Smithsonian, I mean, it is the largest collection of museums in the world. There are 21 properties that make up the Smithsonian. This will have a very big impact. What are you hearing about or seeing about how they'll go about this review?
Yeah, there's an overarching question here for all the viewers watching at home. Do you want Trump White House political appointees, political aides, vetting the tone and the content and the framing of museum exhibits?
Okay, he asked us a question.
Yeah, as long as it's honest and true to the history.
I ask another question. Who was doing it? Who was doing it before? At least with Trump, I know it will be happy and pro-America.
Yeah.
Who was doing it before? That's my only question.
These White House aides say they will be looking for content that they want it to be, they say, historically accurate, uplifting, and inclusive, portraying America's heritage.
Okay, that doesn't sound bad. Historically accurate. I forgot the other stuff, but
Inclusive.
It sounded good.
Portraying America's heritage.
Right.
They say they're
Good
going to
enough.
look for
All right.
opportunities to make, quote, content corrections where necessary, replacing divisive or ideologically driven language with unifying and historically accurate language.
Sure,
Of course,
sounds good.
suicide.
So that's pretty much what's going on. That's the background, right? It seems like Trump wants to get rid of negative language. That's what I'm getting from all of this. What do you think?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm getting from it. And they want to make sure it's very pro-America, not very rude. No, I'm going to stop. I don't know what I was going to say there.
It just seems like he doesn't want it to be overly negative.
Yeah.
But still
There you go,
accurate.
negative. I couldn't get that word. So I said put rude there instead.
All right.
Anyways, let's move on.
Okay. So Jillian Michaels was recently on Abby Phillips' show, and they were talking, or this topic came up. And this is a clip that is going pretty viral, I would say. I've seen it a couple of times now. But I wanted to get your thoughts on it really quick.
He's gone into the Smithsonian and he's effectively now has some random person deciding what is appropriate for the Smithsonian to teach in terms of American history, things that don't offend parts of the MAGA base, right? So we're now literally reviewing parts of American history and parts of American culture to make sure it comports with Dear Leader and what the MAGA
Can we
organization
address
wants.
some of those things that are in there?
Yes,
Because,
please,
Have
Jillian.
you looked at some of
I'm
the
ready.
things that are being reviewed?
Slavery was a bad thing that was to talk about.
Okay.
Like, forgive
He's
me for
not
saying
They right away go to slavery.
I know.
He's not. No,
Okay.
he's not. And you cannot tie imperialism and racism and slavery to just one race, which is pretty much what every single exhibit does. But let's talk about the fact that when you
can't tie slavery.
let's talk about the
You can't
fact
tie
that
slavery to
slavery in America was
Jews are only less than
She was so
2%
close.
of white Americans.
She was so close to getting
And they
to
went straight to
getting an
racism.
example.
slaves.
But it was a system of white
Do
supremacy.
you
know,
realize that
African
slavery
Americans
is
were
thousands
slaves
of
and
years old?
White people were
Do you know
the slave
who
owners.
was the first race to
I didn't
try
realize
to
this was
end
controversial.
slavery?
Wait a second.
Well, what's controversial?
No one said it was controversial.
This is an extraordinary exercise in historical revisionism. I would say.
I'm really
Historical
surprised.
revisionism. Do you realize that
Jillian, I'm surprised that you're trying to litigate who
Wow,
was
they're
the
not giving her a
beneficiary of
chance.
slavery and
I'm
who
not.
was
What I'm trying to tell you
in
is
the
that
context of American history. Okay. In the context of American history, what are you saying is incorrect by saying that it was white people oppressing black people?
Every single thing is like, oh, no, this is all because white people bad. And that's just not the truth. Like, for example, every single exhibit, I have a list of every single
Let's go through them,
that
Jillian.
People migrated from Cuba because white people bad. Not because
Okay.
of...
Now, do you think they will engage with the example she just gave?
Oh yeah, no, they're not. They're not going to give her any validity.
Well, let's see, shall we? No, maybe they will.
Okay.
Maybe they will.
All right,
Yes,
mate. I'll
no,
give them
it's
the
in
benefit of the doubt.
there. That's what I'm saying. You don't actually know what's in there. Do you know that when you walk in the
Jillian,
front
what
door,
what
the
exactly?
first thing you see is the gay flag?
Jillian, you have a lot of stuff in front
Yeah,
of
I
you.
do,
What
because I don't,
exactly
because here's the
are
thing.
you talking about?
Okay, I'll give you an example.
Yeah, please.
There's one called Change Your Game, right? This has been an installation there. Is gender testing fair?
Okay, so they didn't engage with the Cuba thing, but now she's doing another one. Let's see.
Is gender testing fair in sports? Does that, and then it goes on to talk about how it's complex to do gender testing in sports. It's not complex. It's basic science. That's untrue. It's XX chromosome, XY chromosome. That's sports. Is it fair to have biological men competing against biological women in sports? No. But why is this in the Smithsonian? So it's been completely captured.
First of all, I don't.
And
think
it's totally
we don't.
partisan.
First of all, we don't have time to litigate
Of
all of
course
this.
we don't, because then
now we don't got time.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
Everything is racialized, just like you're trying to do to me now.
Ooh.
It's like, oh, I can't believe you're trying to
love you,
suggest, that
just
slavery
to
is
be
a good
clear,
thing.
you brought up race.
No,
this was a conversation about the arts, and you brought up race.
It isn't.
You
though.
brought up.
And now she's gaslighting.
Hold on,
is that
Jillian.
the issue
You
people
brought
take-
up. You brought up slavery, and you brought
No.
up the
Actually
question
didn't.
of whether.
You
hold on.
did.
You brought
No,
up
she
the
did
question
not.
of whether or not slavery in the United States is about race. The answer is
No, I didn't.
yes.
I
Slavery
did not say
in the
that.
United States
don't
is
straw man
about
my argument,
race.
because that's not what I said.
So what are
she
you
brought
talking
up
about?
slavery.
Yes.
And what I was talking about is that this isn't really about that. When you make every single exhibit about white imperialism when it isn't relevant at all, that is a problem. So when you're talking about Cubans leaving Cuba and you make it about white people bad, that's not accurate.
Can I just say, zooming
That's
out,
my point.
on
All
this-
right,
on
we're going to move on
I
from
was saying
that.
on the arts thing, I think why this is
Wow, that is trash.
Yeah.
Absolute trash.
Did you hear when she was like,
Jillian or the host?
no, so there was a where she was like, first of all, we don't have time to litigate this. And she was like, of course we don't, because then you lose the argument. Did you hear that?
Oh, is that what she said?
I don't
And
think
it's totally
we don't. First
partisan.
of all, we don't have time to litigate
Of
all of
course
this.
we don't, because then you're going to
But I
lose.
do. No.
Yeah.
Everything is racialized.
Dude, I love Jillian.
They wanted to gaslight her into, no, you brought up slavery. Dude, what are you talking about, lady?
What's so frustrating?
Let me just
is
show you what
every single
happened.
one of them has similar energy, dude. Where they just the smirk on their face, where they're so focused on trying to make her feel like she's in the wrong.
They're trying to make her feel dumb through looks, and it's so
Yeah.
annoying.
Yes.
But look.
Can we
Organization
address
wants.
some of those things that
So-
are in there? Because have you looked at some of the things that
Yeah,
are being
slavery.
reviewed?
Yeah, slavery was a bad
Okay,
thing that
but
was
the-
to talk about.
Okay,
There it is.
Oh.
Slavery right
Who brought
away.
up slavery?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, it's so annoying. Anyways, they fully wanted to gaslight my girl Jillian, and I'm
And they
not
didn't.
having it.
Nope.
So there it is.
We got your back, Jillian.
They brought up slavery first. Jillian was smart enough to be able to point it out right away because she's
Right.
awesome. And then, no, I'm not making that joke.
What?
Okay.
What? Make the joke.
Just a shame she's a lesbian. Like that sucks.
All right.
Just what a waste, dude. You know? All right.
Focus, daydreamer.
All right, sorry. All right. Anyways, so I went back because they fully gaslit me, dude. I went back through to look for the full interaction because I'm like, maybe Jillian did bring up slavery before. We will link it down below if you want to listen to the whole thing because they don't have a video, which is also side note. It's hard to find this show. Like they only have it in podcast form, so they don't even have a video form. And even the podcast thing on the description, it doesn't say who's the guest. So I had to go through like 3 different ones, skipping through until I heard Jillian's voice.
That has to be intentional. That has to be intentional.
It's It's so
Yeah.
stupid. Anyways, I went back and listened to that podcast to make sure Jillian didn't bring it up first. She did not. They gaslit me, dude. They had me thinking she might have.
Even after watching it.
Well, because it's only a 3-minute clip, and so,
So you think they cut it?
I thought maybe previously or something there was something else that she had said. You know,
Got it.
because it's a 40-minute long podcast or thing.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so Jillian on the show Her Take gave a much more detailed explanation of what is going on. If you guys want to see that, it is linked down below. It starts like at around the 51-minute mark for her explanation. We're not going to go through that one because we don't have time. We're kind of running out of time here. But we will go through Jillian's X post that she posted after this happened. So here it is. I'm going to just summarize it. What she's saying is Trump is not trying to erase slavery. He's just trying to show how inaccurate and biased certain institutions are, and he wants to get away from that. That is the claim. Whether or not that will happen, that might be different. That might be up for debate. But that is what he is claiming, and that's what Jillian is saying she's on board with. She's saying you cannot keep saying white people bad, white people to blame for everything.
Right.
That's pretty much what she's saying. And so she gave a pretty good background of the whole Cuba thing that she was saying on there. And then she gave another example of what the exhibit that she's referencing says. So here it is. Again, we're not going to go through it, but it does pretty much say white people bad when it's not the full thing. And again, she explains that, yes, the US has done things to destabilize other countries and they have intervened where they should not intervene. She is largely anti-interventionist, but it is not a complete and honest portrayal of what happened in Cuba for one to say white people caused all of it.
Right.
That's kind of her summary. And so again, I largely agree.
It's simple though, right? Okay. What Trump is proposing is to be accurate, right? The Smithsonian crew had already agreed that they're together with Trump and whoever he's going to be appointing to lead this effort, right? If you truly want accurate information to be part of it, work with them, right? Say, okay, look, maybe we can figure this out. But even then, they're not even giving that a shot, right? I hear no one giving that an opportunity.
Okay, to be fair to the left, I get the because if the roles were reversed, right? And Biden, let's say Biden was still in charge or Kamala or whoever,
sure. And
they were saying, you know what, we're going to work with the Smithsonian to make sure that history is more accurate and that it's more inclusive. Again, the same exact words that Trump is using. We would be worried that they're going to wokify it. That would be the issue. That would be the outrage. So to be fair to them,
put someone in there.
They are right to be outraged. My only issue with it is that they're outraged too soon.
Outraged? Yes, I would say they would be right to be concerned, not outraged. Right?
No,
what are you
I think they're right
outraged
to be
about?
outraged.
Because it's the only thing that they would be outraged about is removing the wokification.
If somebody is rewriting your country's history to reflect something that you do not agree with, yes, I do think you should be outraged for that. That's where I'm going with this. And concerned.
Assuming that Trump is not going to be accurate because it goes against it's just he's in opposition to them always.
Right. So I get the outrage. I understand it. And so largely I'm not super like, you guys suck. But it is making it hard to care when they're outraged about everything. Everything Trump does is bad. I do see, fine, it's fair, but he hasn't done anything yet. How about you wait till he does something, and then once he does something that's genuinely not good, or erasing history or rewriting or whatever in a bad way that isn't accurate, then we attack him. That's fine.
Okay, so what's going to happen? What's the plan with all of this? Is there anything new or developed from this? Or
as far as everything that I've read, no, there's nothing new, but everything that I've read is Trump is working and he's going to give recommendations and stuff. He doesn't actually have any power here. As far as what we've seen.
From what I understand, he doesn't have the power, but he can at least, the Smithsonian is going to work with the administration to some level.
Maybe.
So I hope that they're going to stay as accurate to the history as possible without trying to throw all this woke stuff in it, right?
But again, you being on the right and then me kind of identifying with the right now too.
Yeah.
I trust him more than the left. And
yeah.
For sure. But yeah, anyways. Final thoughts. Do you think Trump is a dictatorial authoritarian? Sorry, I get the words all mixed up.
No, I don't. But he's just very strong in his presence. But I don't think he's a dictator at all.
Yes, I agree. Anyways, guys, just to recap, men, pay on the first date. It shouldn't be that much money. Save up.
No. Men,
do not
pay for all dates until you and your partner come to an agreement for whatever odd reason. You're responsible for all dates.
No, you're right.
Or you're going to be a beta wuss.
You're right. Also, Myron Gaines and the Red Pill community, largely, you say some good, agreeable things. It's just the way you say it. It's not what you said, but it's how you say it.
How you said it.
That's so annoying. But it's true.
But it's true here. It's very much true in this case. Articulate your thoughts better. I think that's all that it is.
That's true.
All right.
And finally, Trump is coming for you guys. Run. He's gonna get you. He's gonna get you.
Anyways, guys, see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.